here's Fuck You Dad.
Well, we are live from the Lincoln Lodge, the best comedy club in the universe, and it is a good day to be a Fuck You Dad listener because we have got some straight-up killers from New York City in today. We've got Nick Mullen and Mike Recine in. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Right.
Yeah.
Is this live for real?
Not live.
okay.
As live as we're going to get, though.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's a lie, like most things.
Yeah,
Although we
yeah.
should start live streaming. There's a lot of money in live streaming.
I drink too much of this podcast.
Yeah.
Some mistakes would be made. Miss Christine would be just hitting that fucking.
Yeah, that's true. We
Button
would need
for
a
sure.
bleep button for sure.
Yeah.
How are you guys liking Chicago so far?
It's nice.
Yeah, I
It's
love
nice.
it.
That was the first time I've been here in the summer.
Oh, yeah? You like
Well,
that
that's like
muggy-
the entire city.
Yeah.
Because most of the time it's a frozen nightmarish hellhole, and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I understand
Right.
why I'd live here.
Well, I just stay in the hotel usually when I'm here. This time I walked around a bit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's almost like perfect. I don't have any notes.
Yeah.
No notes. That's
It's
good.
like
no notes is
it's
good
like
notes.
New York with more space, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And less Polish people.
There's a
A
lot.
lot more here, actually.
there's more here.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of Poles.
Right.
Yeah, we've got like a place.
Our whole thing's the sausage. That's
right,
like
right.
our whole thing.
Are you guys watching The Bear?
I am watching The Bear. I used to work in
Yeah.
restaurants like when I was a teenager through like my mid-20s. I was a loser for a long time, still am. But that show really fucking nails it, dude.
You think?
I think so.
Yeah. It's not doing it for me. And I never worked in a kitchen or anything, but it just doesn't feel.
Oh, okay.
But I
okay.
cook a lot at home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this isn't what it's like.
you don't got to
Doesn't fit the stress.
Yeah. Well, because I do a lot of cooking, and it's like it is like stressful if you're making a big meal for people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's not
But
the same as like
it's
a
not.
kitchen.
Yeah, but it's not like that important that the food gets made.
No,
I think.
Well, it's
that-
Anthony Bourdain. You ruined the whole thing. Where like now you're like a tortured artist.
Yeah,
Instead of just
yeah.
a guy following recipes.
Right, and he was like
You know?
the guy to do it well.
Yeah,
Well,
and then
he's
he,
also
and then
just
he
really
killed
cool.
himself also.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, maybe he did that by accident.
Yeah.
killed himself by accident.
No, I mean like embrace the try
yeah.
hard mentality of
Yeah.
making food by accident.
And he just couldn't deal with the hell that he created.
yeah, he
No.
was like, "What the fuck did I do?"
Everyone's so
What if
annoying.
I made
Yeah.
chefs cool, and he just shot himself in the head.
People
yeah.
love lunch now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
nightmare.
Yeah.
It's also with him Conan stuff. He went to every place on the planet, basically as a good hang, tried every good dish, and it's like you killed it. It's like that's
It's
all
like, what
we
do you
had.
do? Yeah,
That's
what-
all we had to off. That was the entire planet.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Tim Dillon got his production company to produce his like pilot for Comedy Central, and I guess initially the idea was to be like, it was supposed to be a travelogue show, so it'd be cool to have a travel like production company handle it. But they had, it wasn't. They didn't do anything funny.
Yeah.
So we would have to sit there with this director while like we're trying to like pitch comedy ideas out. And he's like, "Yeah, a couple years ago we went to Mali and helped shoe the children there." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you contributing
It's like
to this
why,
show?"
why is that a bit?
Yeah.
Well, Tim and I tested for a Food Network show. I told you about this
Oh, yeah,
a couple
that
weeks
crazy.
ago.
Okay, you guys gonna eat
But-
out of a trough together?
Yeah. Well, it was like that would have been a better show because it was me and Tim and then a bunch of like aspiring food personalities.
Right.
And you think that aspiring comedians are sad. This is just like a different.
It's a
different
different
level.
level sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a different kind of person that wants to be something. Like, no matter what a thing is, there's people that want to be that.
Yeah.
No matter how like gay or lame it is. Like there's people that are like, I just want to juggle, bro.
Yeah.
I
Can
just
you
wanna be a
imagine
guy.
that?
Yeah,
You open
I
mic juggling.
actually
Yeah.
cannot.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a guy just like it's just balls falling everywhere. He's like, one day they'll fucking.
One day there'll be fucking chainsaws, okay? And
Man.
Stephanie's gonna come back, and the whole thing's gonna come
I'm getting
together.
my
like-
fucking custody. of my
He's like
kids
the best years of my life. I had one beanbag, just throwing it in the air.
Yeah, and
like-
they got like opinions on juggling and shit. Like there's hacks in the world of juggling.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
guys
for
that-
sure.
Yeah.
He's just throwing it up there.
Shit's not even on fire, dude. Light your shit on fire if you want to be a juggler.
You know what
There
I
was
mean?
this lady at the show, Francine, and I told you this story, but I'm going to just tell it again.
Yeah.
She was like a wannabe Paula Dean.
Francine is like a schizophrenia name too. I don't think there's any woman named Francine that's not
insane.
fucking just absolutely batty. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, so she's like this kind of like Paula Dean. She's like, I'm from the we eat peanut butter pie, and she's like, I had a triple bypass a few years ago, and that made me realize life is short. I'm gonna eat whatever I want. So it's like,
That's a great
She had a
takeaway.
wake up call. That's
yeah, your takeaway from you almost dying was that you need to eat more dessert.
Yeah, it's like getting a speedball and you're like, I gotta do coke while I can.
Yeah.
That's like ODing and just being like, well, obviously I didn't get good enough heroin because I didn't die.
Yeah.
That's my mission here.
Yeah.
Well, where did you grow up, Mike?
I'm from Jersey, like near Trenton, but like a suburb of Trenton.
Gotcha. And then when did you move to I take it you moved to New York to do comedy?
Yeah, 2007.
Okay.
So I was like 20.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just moved in, got a job at Caroline's, working the door, and just started doing
perfect
mics. Yeah.
That's really nice. What is it? Did your dad was your dad a big part of that? Did he support that decision to move to New York and to become a comedian?
I guess. I think at that point he was like, I have 3 other kids and one is special needs, so like
yeah.
we'll just
so
give
he
up on
already
this
gets
one.
he already gets what you're doing.
Yeah, that's not him, by the way. He's not the special needs.
Yeah.
You gotta clarify.
No, I have one who's more.
Yeah.
My brother's more autistic than I am.
Right, and he's like, that's retarded to move to New York to do comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, I'm just gonna stay here and watch Elmo.
Yeah.
Eat my toenails.
Does he do that?
No.
Oh, okay.
But well, yeah, he watches Elmo.
Was it your other brother? Who's the brother you told the story about just having his penis out, like airing his dick out?
Oh yeah.
Wait, is that not the
That was
special
like
needs
that's
brother?
not the
'Cause that's
special
like,
need.
No,
because
it's
that's
like-
even weirder.
It was like a summer day or something, and he had his dick was too
Yeah,
hot in his
yeah.
pants.
We were
Wait, who is this?
Yeah, well, so do you have any younger brothers?
Yeah, but that's not
Well, no, it's
relevant.
like, but that's just like it's like one of these things where I like always go back to. We were sitting around. Yeah, it was a summer day. We were watching TV, and he like had his dick and balls out for some reason.
Ridiculous.
And he's eating Cheez-its. He's eating Cheez-its while he's
I
watching
don't
TV.
even-
He's got
I
his
don't
dick.
know. I
He's
have
got his little
no idea what our response is.
his little dingling and his like balls out. And then he didn't realize I was watching him. He takes a Cheez-It and like rubs his dick with it.
Wait, rubs his
He's like-
dick with the Cheez-Its.
Yeah, I guess his dick was itchy or something. He's like,
No.
He's
See,
natural.
like, that's like a fetish at that point. You know, I've never been like, my dick's itchy. It needs some Cheez-Its right now. Like, that's...
yeah.
No, it's
I
just a dumbass little
it's
kid.
just
Like
like-
children are animals. Like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't.
Oh,
learn
I didn't know the age. I didn't know if this was like 20
Oh,
or
you thought it
15.
was like last
I
year.
thought he was like 25.
No, we were kids.
Okay, I thought he's like a 30-year-old man just
Yeah.
rubbing his dick with Cheez-Its.
No, if you just put like
No,
a
there were no
human
pubes
being-
involved.
Yeah.
a human being out in the woods and they didn't have access to society, they'd revert to being like fucking gorillas or whatever within like a generation. So that's all. That kind of sitting around scratching your dick with like Cheez-Its, you need to be taught not to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Just
Definitely.
your natural state. Yeah.
Yeah.
Point.
And so he takes the cheese and he scratches his penis with it and then he eats it. And I was like, "What did you just do?" And he's like, "No." He guys like forgot I was watching him.
He's
And
like,
then
no, it's all coming. It's all
Yeah.
falling apart.
I like ran and told my mom, and he's like trying to cover my mouth up. Like,
Oh, he's trying to silence.
Oh, I've done that move. I've done the silencing move.
There
He's
we
like,
go.
no.
Yeah.
Also, what is your mom supposed to do? Be like, go to your room.
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
No, don't
Yeah.
take the Cheez-Its with you. The Cheez-Its stay here.
Yeah.
It would be
No,
funny to
no
just-
dick Cheez-Its.
to teach him a lesson. Take him to the emergency room.
Kid's got a Cheez-It stuck up his dick.
Just have it removed. Yeah.
Yeah, man, we need to pump his stomach. Get that fucking cheese. Get that gay cheese it out of his stomach.
My
Take him
parents.
to conversion therapy.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to be in the camp. He's like, I'm not gay. I just ate a cheese it off my dick.
It's like he says every meeting.
And they're like, okay, well, we're gonna pray for you. Anyway. Don't worry about it.
Listen, we've all wanted to put a Cheez-It on our dick, and then the Lord came.
Yeah, and it's just funny. So year after year, I'd always be like, "Yeah, hey, remember that? You know, the Cheez-It." And then so now we're both in our 30s, and if I brought it up, he'd be like, "Yeah, Mike."
Yeah, I remember the
You
Cheez-It
know.
incident.
Is he older or younger brother?
He's 2 years younger,
Oh, okay.
so it's just one of those things that I do to like terrorize him, I guess.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, he terrorized you with that Cheez-It on the dick, for
Yeah,
sure.
right.
That happened to me once when my sister caught me shitting in the yard, and she
Front yard or backyard?
backyard.
Okay, good.
Yeah, front yard's a real. That's like a psychotic episode.
Yeah, backyard's weird kid stuff. Front yard is just absolute white trash.
That's yeah. That really is white trash. And I would have a cigarette on the go too.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like 9-year-old cigarette smoking shit in the yard. No, I was a civilized person. I was shitting in the backyard, and my sister came back there to play with me, and she's like, "Oh my god, you're pooping!" And she was running to the front door, and I remember her screaming like, "Nick was pooping, Nick was," and I've never, I could have killed her. Like the ego kicks in, right?
Yeah,
You're
it's like, how dare you snitch on me?
Yeah, you can't see that, and then I told this story before on the podcast, but my dad forever thought it was a raccoon that was shitting in the yard, and he like bought weaponry.
Oh, you were doing this a lot.
Yeah, it was like a thing of mine to really enjoyed it.
But doesn't that smell like awful? Like, have you ever shit outside
horrific.
Camping? It's like fucking.
Smell.
You don't realize how fucking awful.
Cannot
it is.
imagine how terrible. That is.
It's terrible, but you get kind of how you like the smell of your own farts a little bit.
No.
No.
Your dad killed like 17 raccoons.
Yeah.
He's like, they keep coming back here.
He was really upset.
Your dad's just in a sniper's nest. Fucking ready to take out these coons.
So, oh shit, Nick, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Maryland.
Maryland, okay.
Yeah.
Baltimore.
No, just like suburban Maryland, like maybe an hour.
Langley Park?
What park?
Langley Park?
No, that's Virginia. That's where like the CIA is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what are you, a fucking nerd? What's going on
documentaries
over here?
Yeah, Langley. That's where. Yeah, that's in. I don't even know where is. Do you know where Langley is?
No.
Yeah, I think that's like.
I think that's on purpose, right?
Yeah.
They just say it.
I've only seen it. I mean, I know it's got to be somewhere like, near DC, like in Northern Virginia. But
right.
In movies, you only see that aerial shot of like the CIA headquarters.
I watched a YouTube video. It's like guy traps IRS scammer, and the guy's asking the scammer, he's like, "Where are you from?" And he's like, "I'm from Virginia." And he's like, "Where in Virginia?" He's like, "Vienna, Virginia." And then, long story short, the guy's like, "Well, I'm gonna send you a subpoena to depose you, Mr. Jennings." And the scammer just goes, "Why don't you send your penis to your mom? That would be worth it." He like completely broke. And he goes, "Send your penis to your mom."
That's kind of like so one time they sent me like an ad. I was signed up for an ad where you could get like a paid sponsorship on your car because I was broke.
Yeah.
Like a sticker wrap.
Yeah. And they sent me a fake check. And then I went to the bank to get, and they're like, "This check's fake." So I kept getting those broken English texts or whatever. And the guy's like, "Can you just," basically what they wanted me to do was submit the fake check so that I could have my like bank information and they could steal that shit. So the guy's like, "Hey, can you just," he kept hitting me up. He's like, "Send it." So I just sent a photo of my dick, and he was like, "What is the meaning of this?" I just imagine some guy in Bangladesh. It's like I just caused an existential crisis.
He's got
like, "What's the meaning of? I got 18 kids."
He doesn't have good enough English skills to properly like react the way he wants to react. So he's like, "What is the meaning?"
Of all of it.
He's probably also running like a separate scam where he gets dick pictures from people. So you just like say
it was about it unflattering. It was a flaccid, uncircumcised.
But you sent it to like the wrong department in his company.
For sure. He like forwarded it. He's like, "All right, this is for you."
Yeah, because there's no way that guy doesn't have like a brother or something in the same building doing the.
He was just
doing some sort of.
He's like, "What's the meaning of it? You're in the wrong department. I gotta CC my brother."
There's that. What is it like? It's like the Facebook one. It's like where they get you like it's like a girl or something, and she'll get you on like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it happened. Adam had that happen to him.
Did he fall for it?
Yeah, he
really?
did. Yeah, where they like it's like a girl will like.
She's like, "Hey."
Want to like Skype you, I guess, and then.
That shit's
that's
like
a real
sad for a modern person to fall for. Where you're like some random Russian person.
Yeah, it happened to.
Well, Adam is very horny.
It happened to Rye Singer. Is that the name? Is that a comic?
Yeah,
Ryan
I think so.
Singer? Yeah, I think it happened.
Oh,
to
yeah,
him,
man.
Yeah.
Well, I think you hit that level of success at some point where you're like, well, maybe hot chicks do just start hitting you up. Like maybe this is a real thing.
And
like for you and me, we would be like, absolutely not. This is a robot.
I make $100 a month on Patreon.
Exactly. You nailed it
no
to the dollar.
Yeah, I'm like, this is a scam. Yeah, for sure.
100%.
But even if you are in that position, no woman's like, download Skype so I can show you. Use this obscure.
No one's like, hey,
program
I can only talk on
Right.
WhatsApp, and I do need your social security number.
I have what is it like? Yeah, WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp is it's either WhatsApp or it's WhatsApp.
What's
or
up? Because that's how most people in other countries talk.
Yeah, I have to have I had like WhatsApp for like another like business thing, and like I get like just like random texts from
I'll just
fake
give
Chinese
people say
women
they just say hi.
Yeah,
and I'm like, all right, well, we're not
no,
going down that
it's
rabbit
always
hole.
it's always like, hello, is this Mark? It's always
it's
like
always
a Chinese
somebody
lady.
wrong, and then you'll go like, no, this isn't Mark, and then they go, oh, well, I need help, cleaning out my vagina.
Hello, are you Jason?
I've signed up for so many payday loans that I know when they hit me up, I'm like, I'm not even gonna respond because I get so many like, hey, and I'm like, we're all right.
Yeah.
So
this
Nick,
one says, dear, and then there's nothing. We invite you to join, and then parentheses, Bitcoin internal discussion group.
I'd love to see that right now.
Yeah.
Just
Hello.
people with guns in their mouth.
Hello, I'm Diana's friend. Are you John? Yeah,
Jesus.
a lot of
Just
those.
fishing.
I had one of those I engaged
right.
with. This one Chinese lady. Well, I mean, not a Chinese lady, but let me see if I still have that conversation. Sorry. No, I'm causing dead air. I apologize.
It's all good.
Go back to Mike for a second.
Yeah.
Go back to Mike.
Yeah.
I have a Chinese conversation.
You also have
locked and
fishing
loaded.
scams?
Oh,
Go
yeah.
on,
ready to go.
This lady. And I started talking to her in Chinese.
Oh, wow.
Oh my
That's
God,
fun.
you really
And then-
did.
Yeah, and then I was sending pictures of. She's like, "Let me see you," and I was sending pictures of her.
That's
What did she say?
Absolutely fantastic.
Was she like very handsome?
Yeah, she was like, "It feels like you are still young."
That's absolutely fantastic.
Mhm.
So Nick, I gotta ask you a question.
Yeah.
We have a podcast called Fuck You Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Did your dad react at all to you having like a hit podcast called Cumtown?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of spacey, so it's like as long as I'm, like living I'm not like dead or
Yeah.
doing drugs. He's like, yeah, that's great.
Okay.
That's how I am too. Where you're like, oh, he's not currently bleeding.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've been doing like stand up forever, so there's no way to like disappoint my dad at 30 years old by having a podcast called Cumtown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're right. You've already passed that threshold or whatever that needs to happen. My dad was pretty upset.
But you had a podcast called Fuck You
Called
Dad.
Fuck You Dad. He was pretty upset for a while until I showed him, get this, the Patreon with $100. I was like, I'm making money, $100 a month on this
"That's
podcast. And he's
great."
like, all right, you can do your little podcast.
His British.
Your dad's. Oh, okay. I was gonna.
Oh,
ask you. He
yeah, I
was
know.
Australian.
He's not.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
not
yeah.
having a goddamn brain aneurysm. He's
No,
British,
yeah, he's a British guy. I actually have a quick dad thing we can talk about. It'll be interesting to get
Right.
your takes on this because this is how backwards my dad is. He recently went on a blackjack heater, and he won $150,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I play poker. I'm like a poker player. He sent me some money to play poker with, and then my car broke down, and I used the money that he gave me to play poker with to fix my car, just to make it run. And a couple days ago, he called me, and he was like, where's the bloody, how are we doing with the poker account? And I was like, Dad, I used about like $3,000 to fix my car. And he lit me up. He was like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's like a responsible use.
Correct.
Of money.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't.
gave me
completely
money
blow all of
to
my
gamble
money.
with, and I used it responsibly, and he won't talk to me now. He's like upset that he thinks I like scammed him out of money. He would rather I go to a casino
and
with
lose it
$3,000
all immediately.
than use it on my car. No, he's a sick person. That's why we have the podcast, and that's why I am the way I am. But he fucking lost his shit at me on the phone. I was like shaking because he was like, "You fucking use my money. That's your fucking car. It's not my car. You play with that money, you fuckhead. It's an investment." And I was like,
What?
So he was trying to like bond with you, I guess, by giving you.
Yeah, he was trying to have father son. Like we're both degenerate gamblers. Let's
Yeah.
go into this together.
He is
and you abandoned him.
I
You
did.
left him alone.
I turned my back on him. Dude.
Absolutely. That's kind of like my daddy is schizophrenic. He's crazy. And like my brother was trying to needs him to not co-sign, but would like sign a loan or whatever to get more money for college.
Oh,
He was
okay.
asking him for some like money for college. And my dad's like, I don't want to do that. I want to go to fucking Disney World. Which you gotta respect on some, because you're like, that's just a youthful spirit. Because he's like, I don't want to pay for this
By
lame
himself?
kid's college. Yeah, by himself.
Is he going to Disney by himself?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's probably the best kind of schizophrenia you can have. It's like Mickey Mouse schizophrenia.
yeah, he's just like having
Not
fun.
fucking
Well,
doing science experiments in the house schizophrenia.
We legit were once on fucking we were in Disney World once, and
He's a big fan of this place. You've
dude.
been
This
there.
guy is really.
Is your dad a Disney adult? He's like one of those guys.
I mean,
that's
that's
like
literally
pumped
the
about
least weird thing about him. You know what I mean? But I mean, every Disney adult.
Well,
should be
from what they're
institutionalized.
teaching kids in school these days,
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
is better to go to Disney World
For-
than to go learn critical race theory.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I didn't know we were going there, but all right. But so we were just like on this like happy ride, and some fucking worker over there was telling us like some shitty joke about like a street
Like
joke
a character,
about Snoop Dogg.
like Gaston or something.
No, like literal employee just being like it was
like
like
a janitor.
no, it was like the guy running the ride,
Oh,
and he just told like a street joke about Snoop Dogg.
About Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, and I can't remember the street joke, but I just remember my dad gets on the ride and goes, "Hey, fuck you, Snoop Dogg. And he just puts his middle finger out. And I was just like, with both my dad, there's both a level of respect and embarrassment. Because I'm like, hilarious.
Yeah, he's pretty...
you're great.
Well-functioning schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, I mean, yeah, he doesn't have a job or make any money. But every now and then he just has some good points. Just got some fine. Kind of like, so last, it's a big, he's like a big 9/11 truther. Right, and so we were
This
like,
guy sounds more sane the more you talk.
He's just right.
I think he got misdiagnosed.
He's hearing the right voices.
He's hearing the voice of reason. But we were in this Japanese restaurant. They have CNN on. It has like all this 9/11
like
shit.
there's New York's filled with like schizophrenic homeless people, and none of them seem to really be like into 9/11 or anything.
No.
Yeah,
it's always like
no. My dad's in a chomp. I mean, there's a source. There's there was a TV on. In this Japanese restaurant, he goes to the owner. He's like, "Hey, can you just because they're like playing on this 9/11 so he's like, can you just shut the fucking lies off?" He just politely says, "Can you shut the fucking lie?" And you got, I mean, it's one of those like you gotta respect the man for just owning to the bit. We're like forever, like because my grandparents are super into meditation, right? And they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you just like meditate, you focus on." He's like, "But like, a truth we can't like straight up." He's like,
maybe that's what gave him schizophrenia. He's a kid looking for attention, and they're just like quietly in a
for sure,
just ignoring him
for sure. But he's like, the one thing we can't focus on. Literally, this is what he said: Tower 7. That's literally. I mean, the guy's just he won't let it go.
Well, I mean, it did fall at the rate of gravity with no
right.
pain.
That's the thing about it, where you're like, is it?
And no other.
Is he wrong?
In planned demolitions, you don't see other buildings fall when those buildings fall. So what's going on?
He showed me and my brother Zeitgeist like it was like Charlie Brown's Christmas, like in like 4th grade, and I remember our brains being exploded. Where I'm like, oh yeah, that's just real.
Yeah.
See,
I showed my dad Zeitgeist, and he was like, "Shut up."
My dad was like, "You shut up and listen to this goddamn truth right now." You know what I mean? And I remember, fuck, they stand up for the pledge. I'm like, not after that.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, after watching
what do you think would
Zeitgeist?
happen, though, if we found out that 9/11, the truth about 9/11, people just knew?
Nothing.
Nothing,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Literally, yeah. And it's like, it's not even like a time thing, because 9/11 was already 20 years ago, but like, we can find out in a year that like there's like even more Hunter Biden laptop shit, and people will be like, "So what? Trump fucking touched a pussy." Like it won't, like nothing will ever matter.
We've actually endorsed Hunter Biden for the next president of the United States on this podcast.
Yeah, last
I'm
week
a
we
fan,
endorsed
dude.
him.
Honestly, I think he's cool.
But what's on the laptop?
I don't even know. I can't figure out what's real and what's fake. You know, because there'll be like pictures of him smoking crack, but we've seen those already.
I think that's the campaign ad. Right?
And then there's other ones of like a guy that looks like Biden naked giving like a 4-year-old a massage, and it's like, well, that can't be real.
Yeah, that's
there's no way that's real.
Yeah, because he doesn't have the dexterity.
Even if you're like an incestuous pedophile, you're not like, let me take a picture of this massage.
Yeah. Even if you are taking pictures, you're not a rich. That's a poor pedophile's game to take pictures because you're never going to get that opportunity again.
Yeah.
Rich guys are like, I get this every other Tuesday. I don't need to.
Taking photos is a poor people's activity.
Absolutely.
Sure. Biden would just admit to that in a speech. Mm-hmm. Like, I used to get naked.
Yeah. The reason cereal's so expensive is because I raped a 6-year-old. Like, no.
Did he just say he raped a 6-year-old?
Well, I had to stop Corn Pop. Yeah. Corn Pop had to be stopped. Oh, man.
Yeah, it would be funny to just see that video all over Twitter and then Jeff Tiedrick responding to it. Be like, at least he's not a fucking orange shit weasel fuck stick.
Where does your dad? You said he's a kind of spacey. Where does he lie, like politically?
He's just like an old, like he likes Joe Biden. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was ever really like particularly like. I think the only reason he likes Joe Biden is because Joe Biden's old and Irish. So he can like relate to that.
He's like, well, that's me.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
He's like, yeah, I think he's a pretty good guy, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only like really political thing I remember. I guess it's just racism, but yeah, after 9/11, he was like,
and his son has a laptop with a bunch of
just shit on a bunch of fucked up stuff. I got a bad $100. Yeah, the only like politics I remember, like he was one. Do you remember when people were putting like flags on their cars?
Oh yeah.
So he did that, but like he just like the printer ran out of like red ink years prior, and he couldn't like buy new ink. So it was like the stripes were just yellow. It was like this piss yellow printer. Yeah, because he couldn't buy a flag either, so he just taped it on the back of his car. And then I remember him. That was an opinion of his, is you have to have a flag. And then I remember one time, like he was talking about going to Starbucks, and he was like, and I'm in line, and there's this Muslim family there trying to like participate in our culture, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Just buying coffee at Starbucks?
Yeah,
that's American culture.
But it's also like you didn't know what Starbucks was until like a month ago, and you're only going here to try and get pussy off like baristas. So I don't know what culture.
If Starbucks is our culture, please send 1,000 more planes into buildings.
Yeah, they were right to fly a plane in a building if Starbucks was it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Have you gotten into any like real beat? Like, did you ever get in trouble as a kid with your dad?
No, me and my dad have like a pretty good like emotional relationship.
Yeah,
I'd say. Yeah, because like I said, he was always like spacey. He was always kind of like hands off. He never cared about anything. Even like as a teenager, it was like, when he found out I smoked or drank, he'd be like, "Yeah, I'll buy you a cigarette." Like he never had.
Oh wow!
Yeah. He was always
That's very cool.
I feel like those are the kids that are super strict. They're always way more insane.
Yeah, I think emotionally he like knew what was up, because I was like, I guess I was like a bad kid. Like I mean I'm a bad adult too. It's like you can't like you can't like tell me no or whatever, because then I'll do something out of spite. So he always just like kind of gave me space, and then you just stop doing things on your own, I guess. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike? Did you ever get any real beef with your dad as a kid?
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I still have to like kick his ass at some point.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I owe him.
I feel that way too.
I think we're all shaping up for a big day where you got to fight your dad.
Yeah.
I think that's your second puberty.
Yeah.
Just fighting your dad.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
It's like
That's when your balls really drop.
Yeah.
Punch that guy in the mouth.
Yeah, he was like Italian, and he like thought he was a tough guy, but he really wasn't. He didn't know how to communicate.
Your dad's Tony Soprano, basically.
Yeah, he demanded respect, but I never really respected him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we would butt heads. We butt heads a lot.
I always like the 4th of July, because that's the one day a year that I remind my dad that I'm American and I can still beat his ass.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had the same thing where he like demanded respect, and I never really gave it to him, because I was like, you feel this weird disconnect, because he was totally different from me. He gave a shit about like cricket and tea, and I was like, I want to play football, and he doesn't even think that's even a sport or whatever. So
that's a very weird British opinion to have. That football isn't a sport, to be anti-football.
Oh, he called it Yankee rugby.
Mm-hmm.
He fucking he hated it. He hated the fans. I mean, he hates a lot of things, but football was like one of his. Yeah, I mean, he loved gambling, so he would watch any sport that he could gamble on, and that's a genetic thing. I'm actually coming off a bender right now. I just was like 2 straight days at the casino, Friday and Saturday.
We got to sell these fucking mics afterwards, bro.
Bro, there was at one point, if my friend if he rolled snake eyes, everyone would have won $1,500.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's fucking living, dude.
I've never understood gambling.
That's why why me and Nick don't hang out outside the pod, because he tried to I won $300 instantly, and I'm like, at first you're like, I'm the smartest man that's ever lived. This is my new side job, and then you lose $50 in 3 minutes, and you're like,
I think it's because I've never even had that big. I've never there's never been an up. Anytime I've gambled, there's never been like, hey, I'm ahead. It's
I
just lose immediately.
If you get the up, you're like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
You'll be like, well, I'm a genius now. Like, I'll just do that. Like, so I was with this sketchy moron, and he was showing me how to illegally gamble with Bitcoin, like this Eastern European website where you bet on a rocket. You bet how long it goes before it explodes.
It's a pretty genius
I turned
activity.
$5 into $100 in 30 seconds. And then
great.
I was like, that's a
great investment.
This is the best thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
And then I did that like 2 more times, I did $300. And then, then you're drunk in your underwear, you lose $50 in 5 minutes. Punch you.
But it's not about money. That's where people get.
Yeah, it's the rush, right?
Money. It's about living, dude.
Yeah.
It's about being there.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If my buddy rolls snake eyes, I win $1,500.
All right.
Well, they got a show to go to. Thank you guys very much.
Yeah,
for
no, I'm
hanging
sorry. I
out,
didn't
dude.
mean to.
No.
Yeah,
You want me to go check?
I just don't know.
Yeah, we can.
Thanks for
we
coming
can,
out.
We can wrap it up, guys. Don't worry about it.
Oh, no, I didn't mean it like that. I was just asking if Kyle knows that we're in here, like just in case.
I'll go check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go check real
Are
quick.
you sure?
But yeah, we
Yeah,
only record for like half an hour.
It's like
and a
half
bit.
hour.
We
So
Oh,
don't wanna
okay.
hold
We
you
were
here for
about
too
out of
long.
time anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were you were just bailing on the podcast.
No, we're like,
because I
fuck
said
it.
that.
We just throw the mics.
No,
out.
we only record a half an hour because
Yeah, it's Mike's fault we were late, anyways. He
Yeah,
was
well, I
supposed to
mean,
explain
fuck
that.
Mike.
Don't worry
Yeah,
about
for
it.
sure. Well, yeah, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for allowing me to come on and promote the Adam Friedland show.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Where can people find that?
On whatever the
Anywhere.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know, to be honest with you.
Just
search it in whatever app that you
search
like.
Adam
The
Friedland
Adam
show,
Friedland Show.
wherever it's at. Nick Mullen's headlining the link. You'll do it again sometime this year.
This year, I don't know if I'll be back to Chicago this year. Probably, spring maybe.
Okay.
But Lincoln Lodge every night of the week. Amazing shows. Nick Mullen's there. He's fucking hilarious. Support him.
Mike will be
support
back.
Adrian.
Mike will be back.
I'm gonna support Mike Recine,
Yeah, come
please.
see Mike when he does a week here.
And yeah,
Hop on the Patreon.
and the Patreon. Absolutely.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Thanks again, Nick.
Thank you guys.
Hey guys, you just listened to another episode of Fuck You Dad. If you could follow us on our Instagram, which is FCKYOUDAD podcast. That's the important one. We also have a Twitter account, which is FCKYOUDADPODCA1. If you could follow that. Also, please submit any father stories that you have that you'd like us to make fun of, laugh at, or share. Shoot that to our Instagram DMs. And if you could please go ahead and rate the podcast, share the podcast with your friends and family that might enjoy it, and keep listening. Thank you so much.